Everyone loves an unexpected plot twist, but your education shouldn't be one of them. And nobody understands that better than Southern New Hampshire University. SNHU's online degree programs provide the flexibility you need, backed by support you can count on. With over 200 affordable options in psychology, criminal justice, business, and more, SNHU is built to fit your life and your budget. Visit snhu.edu/lastpodcast to learn more. That's snhu.edu/lastpodcast. Insurance isn't one size fits all. That's why drivers have trusted Progressive's Name Your Price tool for years. Just tell Progressive what you want to pay, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Visit Progressive.com to find a car insurance rate that works for you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
There's no place to escape to.
This is the Last Podcast.
On the left.
Side stories.
From your glade. That's when the cannibalism started.
Side stories. Yes. You calling me Cheesecake?
New nickname, Henry Zabrowski, a.k.a. Cheesecake.
I'm Cheesecake? What about this body? What about this body?
Yeah, show it to me, big boy.
Remotely says Cheesecake.
There might be a little dust on the bottle and on the cheesecake. Welcome to Side Stories, everyone. Dust on the bottle.
What does that mean?
It's a country song. It's a country song.
What does that mean?
By,
what is the story?
It's about a bottle of wine. A man was going on a date. He wanted to buy a bottle of wine, so he went to this guy, and then this guy got him a bottle of wine. He said, there might be a little dust on the bottle, but don't let it fool you about what's inside. You don't like the music.
I'm sorry I asked. I'm sorry that I asked.
Welcome to Side Stories. Ben hanging out with Henry. Thank you all so much for listening. Let's just start with mom news. We were going to get political, but we have a political story that is just fantastic in a second.
Because you guys don't understand, right? Because like maybe you're not in America right now. And maybe you're not even like pay attention to the news flow. There's like an election happening. And I was just as surprised as anybody else.
I know.
Because people just kept showing up, just like all these, like, you know, a poll worker came to my house, and then I was just like, who are you? And he was like, Mr. Zabrowski, your vote is needed, Mr. Zabrowski. And I was just like, you get the fuck off my lawn, right?
That's
then I
fantastic.
started thinking about it. And I was like, you know what? Maybe the poll workers do need a little entertainment. So that's why I got my little riding with Biden knee pads on, right? Because that's for sucking dick, right? Everywhere I go. And I got but also don't worry, I got my DeSantis roller skates on to keep it neutral. And I went down them polls, and God knows what I fucking voted for, man. I just fucking ones and zeros, man.
Neither of those people are currently on the ballot for the state of California, and we're not doing the presidential election. Nonetheless,
riding with Biden.
Speaking of poll workers, let's talk about the sweet state of Florida. Casey Anthony. Okay. Why true crime now? There's a documentary on Peacock coming out. It's called Monster Mom, which makes her sound like the mom from Dead Alive, but she is not the mom from Dead Alive because, dare I say, that mother loved her child more because she didn't murder him when he was a toddler.
I simply am not going to be on fucking camera for less than 2 new tits. Because she asked if she could get new tits for the shoot. I can't believe I love how you put this. Like, what was the description you just read of the show where it's like former names, used to be called like worst mom of the century. And it was like, when did she lose?
The woman once dubbed the most hated mom in America by Nancy Grace appears in an official trailer. I don't know. It's the same thing with fucking O.J. Simpson, who now is just known as a Buffalo Bills former running back and the guy from Naked Gun. I guess you can just, if you get away with murder, it seems like you got 10 years of being like, I'm sorry. And then everyone's just like, you know what? We've all made mistakes. Fuck it. Kaylee probably would have died of a fentanyl overdose by now anyway. Does Casey Anthony need a goddamn docuseries? They say that she's breaking her silence, but when has she been fucking quiet?
I don't know. I think that what we're looking at is Peacock got the interview finally. God knows what they paid her. Right? Because they know that
some cash, right?
Oh, absolutely. They paid her out the fucking ass for it. Because when it comes down to, I know that they were trying to get her for, I think it was Hustler.
for $500K.
But that's not enough. So she either held out or maybe somebody finally got to her. Someone of this, because, in Hollywood, what they do have are those like PR firms. So the people that go in and they help people like Army Hammer to try and be like, let's maybe move them into a Beyond Meat like campaign. Maybe that'll help. Because something like maybe there's a way to swerve this and use this.
Hear me out. Is this still cannibalism if I eat a vegetarian? Because you think about anyway.
And there's a bunch of PR guys going, like writing things down and stuff, listening to them intently. But I think that Casey Anthony someone might have gotten to her and might have finally been like, listen, if you really want that purse line, because I know you want that Monica Lewinsky purse line, right? We all want it. You want it.
I know. Sure.
But the only way we're going to get there is that you're going to need to eat some crow, right? You're going to show up, maybe not make the payday you want to make, right? Maybe they give her like 25 grand. But this way, it's all Casey all the time. And you can sit there and you can yell at somebody like, I said I wanted a triple foam macchiato. That is no coffee, bitch.
Well, that's
the thing. I want a cup of foam and I want new tits and I want Bradley to go fuck himself. If we're going to do the beginning of this, the first thing I want to say is Bradley from fucking O'Donaghan's and Fort Lauderdale, go fuck yourself. Look at me now.
Well, you make a solid point. Just imagine we do talking head stuff and there is a person that does give you water once an hour just so you don't seem like the guy from Dick Tracy mumbles. So you keep on talking. So somebody has to be at the beck and call of the baby killer that is Casey Anthony and give her Gatorade or a little candy if she's been talking for too long and needs a pick-me-up. Apparently, this begins with the cameraman or the director asked Casey Anthony, why talk to me now when you're not getting creative control?
You're paying her money. That's why. That's why she's talking to you now. It's because she's desperate for any form of attention, which is why she killed her own fucking daughter, allegedly. She killed her own fucking daughter. She did it because she wanted to get plowed by more men from Central Florida. She wanted more time. She wanted more time. Yeah, yes.
They were DJs.
Because you didn't, I forget. Honestly, they do start the party because she didn't go to Pulse. She didn't go to Pulse, which is the horrible tragedy that happened there. It's really sad. She went to this little known Orlando place called Mulch. Which was this incredible camp themed rave place where you just go and she's like, I'm sick. I ain't got this fucking acorn in my J&T. What the fuck?
That is absolutely disgusting. According to director Alexandra Dean, she says that this series is going to, quote, cause the American public to look at this story in a new light.
How?
Which one? Which new light? Why? Where are we? What's happening?
The trial. I mean, I don't know. The trial was covered so extensively. We heard her side of the story. We heard her throw her own family under the bus. We heard that all of this shit was some Machiavellian world of chess done by her molester father and all this shit. What is she going to say now?
What is she going to say now?
Unless she says, I did it. Which would make it an incredible documentary.
Does she go the OJ route and just say, basically, big if true, what if? Who knows? Either way, this is one of the areas we're seeing sort of the last gasps, ironically enough, when it comes to true crime docuseries. What else can we cover? Why is this needed? I don't want to shit on it also because obviously we talk about true crime all the fucking time. And is there a strange fascination? Sure.
It's
but
not
is
about
this the case that we need to hear about.
I think that's the key here is that it's not about true crime as a whole that people should quote unquote not be interested in, or the fact that of course there's a lot of compelling cases in true crime and we want to hear about them. We're all interested in them, but fucking Casey Anthony's been done to death, and I understand that this is a quick eyeball grab that they need. It's a quick thing to put her up in front of people. She is talking for the first time, but not in court. But still, we all know as people that are now know way more about how media is made than ever before. The audience knows that she's been paid. She's put up. And honestly, this is that type of shit, it gets shit on us. It hurts people that are trying to do a cover and talk about true crime because it's just then we're getting lumped in with these fucking piranhas that are making these stories where it's just like, no, it's like, Casey Anthony doesn't deserve a microphone. She had one. If she wanted a microphone, she should have done a web series like everybody else where she talked about how hard it is to date on the party scene of Orlando as a single mother of a ghost. Because how difficult it is to pretend to be sad about your dead daughter every day. Like
all
that's
these
hard.
years.
It's so difficult.
Well, you know for a fact she's muttered some words, much like that Durst character did in that documentary about him. She's gotten hammered and been like, well, yeah, of course I killed him. She's done it. But you know,
look at me, bitch. Look at me. All right, dude. Am I like a fucking mom? No. All right. You know what I am? I like an appetizer.
I know she does.
Me,
can't get enough
bitch.
of the breadsticks and the chicken tendies.
She looks good though.
She does. The thing that gets me, the thing that got, or at least inspired a lot of our true crime fascination, I think had a positive tilt to it, like West Memphis 3. You know, when we were talking about those cases where it's like, whoa, that's an abuse of justice.
Sure.
It's one of those things where hopefully the outcome of this docuseries might help shed, like Central Park 5, might shed some light. I'm just wondering if this is really the way to go. But according to the director, this is what Dean says. I also think it's interesting. It's a female director. This is what Dean says. She insisted they are getting closer to an unbiased truth by hearing all sides of the story. I hate this all sides of the story stuff sometimes because
it's not true. It's just
we're
not
not
true.
Hearing a key side of the story.
We already heard her side. We already heard her side of the story. We've already heard it. But I guess that's what it is. I actually am way more in the non-apologist, obviously, realm of true crime fascination. Where like I like blood and guts. I'm fascinated with stories of criminals and serial killers. I'm just saying, like, Casey Anthony's done. She needs to just slide into the sunset with her innocence that she somehow got. The rest of us are like, I would just rather see something on a very rarely covered serial killer or another true crime story. Like we just did the Bath Massacre, where it's like the Bath Massacre, while it is both a harrowing story, it's also very interesting because it goes down to the very heart of why people I think are interested in true crime, which is, but before the grace of God go I, why is that person a serial killer and I'm not? I'm just as awkward as that person. I have my mother's tits to my father's legs.
Well, absolutely. And we saw your mother's beautiful eyes this weekend at the wedding. And she was gorgeous. And your father, I'm going to say this, the Zabrowski dance moves. It's not just you and Jackie. Your pop's got some steps, my friend.
He said he was saving it, which is why my mom says it was like, I guess that's why he hasn't gotten off the couch in the last several weeks. Because he kept saying, I'm saving it. I'm saving it for the wedding, which is exactly where I want to be.
It's not exactly how it works. But nonetheless, according to Dean, the director of this docuseries, 3 parts, which seems too long to me, but anyway, too long, most likely. They say it's going to be a startling psychological portrait of Casey Anthony, and it's going to be the complete narrative. My question is, will Casey, much like my issues with the Dahmer, with the Bundy files, will she like it? And I just think she might. And I feel like that's what sucks because she's just, when is she going to be on one of those trivial, the celebrity shows where it's like,
in a second.
I don't know, guess my fart or whatever.
Everybody is just, I guess that's the problem is like, it's also that too, where it's just another, I don't want us to just complain for a long time, but it just sucks because it's another, like, we're just barreling towards the bottom of trying to figure out what is the most controversial thing that everybody can do and get eyeballs because all of these media giants are choking on their own hubris. They're all choking to death. And so they're all just trying to compete with the internet for shock value. And you just can't. You just can't. And like the fact that they're just desperate for it. And honestly, like whatever, at the same time, Peacock, really hope you take a look at our pilot. And we really can't wait to get in bed with these types of criminals.
She does say, I'm okay with myself. I sleep pretty good.
Yeah, I bet she does. Because she's like fucking sociopath.
Yes. All right. Also, just lastly, in Moms Who Killed Their Kids news, Susan Smith.
Looking good.
They say the term glow up. Prison has been, if you go to People magazine or go to people.com, Susan Smith in prison for killing 2 kids is no longer corresponding with her long distance boyfriend. I don't think they need to say long distance because she is incarcerated and by nature, they can't be that close in distance.
It is.
But even she had a goddamn boyfriend. Even she got a fucking partner. And now she broke it off. How pathetic are you as a person? How pathetic are you as a person to have Susan Smith, the woman who is incarcerated?
Break up with you.
What did you do wrong?
I don't know. I feel like, again, too, but you can kind of see it because it happens in a lot of breakups, right? Once they start looking good, independent of you, right? They're starting to buy new clothes, get their hair done. She has a full glow up.
She really did.
She got hotter in prison and then was like, But actually, this other guy, he sends flowers because they can't even fuck, right? She's not getting a conjugal visit.
I have no idea what they're up to.
Do they do that anymore?
I think that they do in some places, but not in all. I'm pretty sure that's sort of more limited than it used to be. I know in Chicago, that one psychopath who grew those massive tater tots on his chest there kind of ruined it for a lot of people. Oh, you're talking about Richard Spector? Yeah, when he got those incredible tits. Yeah. I mean, honestly, how much fun I was having in here, they'd let me free.
He put the work in. Okay.
He did.
But here, the United States Federal Bureau of Prisons, it does not allow conjugal visits for prisoners in federal custody. So if you're in state prison, there are 4 states that allow conjugal visits, and that's California, big ups, Connecticut, New York, and Washington, which I think is really interesting. But if they're allowed, this is interesting. You have to meet certain requirements. You have to get a background check. You also have to take an STD test.
Oh, very intriguing. Well, that's a great way to get a free STD test.
They do a full butthole check to both.
I'm sure of that because you never know.
Oh, yeah. You never know because honestly, you know how many of these girls work up to holding handcuffs up inside their fucking chooch? Because a lot of it, like there's some people, I bet they could put up like a file up there. Do files even work anymore?
Buddy, the ladies, they got double purses and the males, they only got the one prison purse.
That is really
The
great.
ladies, they could shove a whole damn turkey up there. But
we know women.
We do know women. Susan Smith said in a letter to this boyfriend that they're going to have amazing chemistry in person. Can't wait to build a life with you. Leave the past mistakes behind and start fresh. Just you and me. But then a family member said, yeah, it fizzled out. It fizzled out. So isn't that Susan?
Relationships take maintenance. Honestly, it shows. You never know how healthy your relationship is. Check in today.
Yes, indeed. And of course, this is going to be a lead into our political story of the day. Smith originally said that a black man carjacked her and took their 2 children, of course, when indeed always go racist. But speaking of
also straight up, no one wants to take your kids.
No one wants your fucking kids.
No one wants your kids.
We hear stories all the time of people who steal cars and then come back and be like, your kid is in the back seat of the car.
The kid.
You horrible mother or father.
Unless they are trying to take a child. Right, that's different. But if they are just carjacking you, I've seen it in we've seen this in multiple stories. Again, it really does. Like they throw the kid out. They don't want to deal with it because that's kidnapping.
It's kidnapping literally, and it's also like the start of a horrible, horrible comedy. No one wants to be Dutch. No. Nobody wants to be that film. No one wants to have a child wind up on their doorstep. It's not fun in real life.
It's not. A lot of times you're stealing a car because you're in a bit of a desperate spot. And then if you look at, you have little Richie Rich, you have like Henry Zabrowski Jr. back there who's like, I'm hungry. We go McDonald's.
Mm-hmm. It ain't Big Daddy. It ain't Big Daddy at all.
Live from your grave.
Hey there, podcast listener. Have you ever been listening to Wizard and the Bruiser and thought to yourself, I wish I could see just how fat Jake and Holden are in real life?
Don't lie, we know all about your weird inside thoughts, listeners.
Well, now you can make that dream a reality because WizBrew and Page 7 are going on tour.
Austin, Dallas, Milwaukee, Chicago, Minneapolis,
DC, Philly, Brooklyn, San Francisco, LA.
Nowhere is safe from an all-new show we're calling Release the Butthole Cut.
Ew. Come join your fellow LPN fans for a night of pop culture chaos that's fun for the whole family, assuming your family consists of equally broken weirdos in their 30s.
It's going to be a blast. Tickets are on sale right now at lastpodcastnetwork.com. Go now!
There's VIP meet and greet passes available as well, in case you want to get, a little extra close, especially personal.
I legally have to clarify that there is no sexual element involved.
I mean, unless,
Okay, geez, Jake. All right, stop winking. All right, buddy?
It's Page 7 and Wizard and the Bruiser live. Go to lastpodcastnetwork.com for dates and tickets.
This podcast is brought to you by Squarespace. Squarespace is an all-in-one website platform that helps you stand out online. Yes, that's right. You don't have to smash your face with a hammer. You can just start a business. It's got everything you need on Squarespace, from securing your domain to building a professional site and showcasing your work all in one place. Let's say you want to show everybody how you can carve your ribs out of your lower abdomen so that you look more like a Ken doll. That's amazing. You can bring your vision to life with AI-powered design or curated templates, plus flexible editing tools that helps you create something that truly reflects your style, especially if you are somebody that is trying to corrupt the young men of America. That's what Squarespace is really going to help you. Squarespace makes it easy. It makes it easy for you to put all that together, and you just go to Squarespace and do it all. Thanks, Braden. Head to squarespace.com/left for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, use offer code LEFT to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Summer means freedom. And for adults, summer means work next to freedom. But thanks to Mint Mobile's summer sale, it can almost feel like the work is playtime for the adults. Right now, all of Mint's plans are $15 per month, even unlimited. Free yourself from big wireless and switch to Mint Mobile for high-speed data and coverage on the T-Mobile 5G network. It's so well connected, I could call from anywhere. Deep from well within my bunker, where my AI-fueled robots slowly but surely toil for me, but I know for a fact I'm saving money on my phone plan. Or up above, where I'm training all of my giant Amazon female warriors who will fight in bulletproof mesh. Also, honestly, Mint Mobile's really cheap and it's really reliable, so you should use it. To get your new wireless plan for just $15 a month, go to mintmobile.com/LPOTL. That's mintmobile.com/LPOTL. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/LPOTL. That's it. There's no catch. Upfront payment of $45 per 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12 months. Plan required, $15 per month equivalent. Taxes and fees extra. Initial plan term only. Greater than 50 gigabytes may slow when network is busy. Includes up to 20 gigabyte hotspot. Capable device required. Availability, speed, and coverage varies. See mintmobile.com. In the United States of America, there's a break-in every 26 seconds. That means somewhere, right now, an intruder is getting closer. The problem is most security systems only alert you after a break-in has already started. That's too late. Choose SimpliSafe to secure your home. Using the Outdoor Camera Series 2 and advanced AI alerts, SimpliSafe's US-based live agents identify threats on your property and help deter them, stopping crimes before it starts. That's real peace of mind. They've got a really great security system that make sure people don't get in your house or it makes a big noise. And to me, that's a big deal for me, is that it protects all of our yelling with a siren in our studio, which is one of the most important things that can be protected. I don't care if thieves come and kidnap us. I don't care if marauders come and steal our staff and bring them to another country against their will. As long as our words aren't affected, as long as our precious data isn't affected. And SimpliSafe does that. And for that, I say, God bless you, SimpliSafe. God bless you. God bless you, SimpliSafe. God bless you. Experience greater peace of mind with SimpliSafe, now available with an exclusive discount for our listeners. Right now, you can get 50% off your new system by visiting simplisafe.com/LPOTL. That's half off at simplisafe.com/LPOTL. There's no safe like SimpliSafe.
But anyway, as we mentioned, politics. There's a dude. He's a former representative in Michigan. He's a former Michigan Republican House candidate, rather.
Oh, wow.
His name is Jordan Haskins.
That's interesting because it's like, so he was just a former political candidate.
Just a candidate. And his,
can I start listing you as that?
Yeah, you can.
So from now on, actually, I feel like that's your credit.
You can. Yeah.
Former political candidate.
Have you ever watched television news? It's always like, this guy ran and lost 10 times to be secretary of the toilet. And then they're just on there. So who knows?
But it's kind of funny because anybody can run for anything.
Well, you have to get on the ballot.
But
Watch
you can't anybody
Hail Yourself America.
But can't anybody get on the ballot? Like you can get on the ballot?
Difficult. No, you can't. You have to follow a whole series of rules, get a political party to endorse you and stuff.
Oh, that's why you were lying all that time? You were lying with your attitude, and you were well shaved, and you had the blazer and stuff. All that was just an act. It was just a long and get like just trying to like somehow bring everybody about your political wills.
Much like David Bowie, I go through many phases. Jordan Haskins went through a phase where he apparently was a Christian man, and his political ad has a bunch of crosses in it. And he says,
no way.
He's Saginaw's boy legislator. But it turns out that it's not politics that gets him in the news. It's his fetish for cranking.
No.
I had never heard about this, but I'm sure, Henry, you can inform me more on what cranking is.
Why? Why would I know?
Because I just feel like you drive angry like Nicolas Cage.
No, I drive smoothly. I drive smoothly, but quickly. Smooth and quick. This guy is, now I guess apparently, I mean, again, why are we so bored? There's so much stuff. There's so much stuff to be engaged with. I'm not even worried it's not even about like it being weird. It's more just like a colossal, again, if you're a cranker, side stories, lpotl@gmail.com. What is the exact thrill? Is it like the process? So what you do is that in order to quote unquote crank, besides just touch your dick and balls, right? Is that you go into a car, you remove its spark plug wires, right? And then you sit inside of the car, and I guess you hit the engine, you go, and then the rough driving of it is what allows you to get horny. Now, this is what it sounds like.
You're parked the whole time, correct?
You're parked, and you run the engine, and then it starts vibrating, and I guess it shakes your butthole. I'm not certain, but if you want to hear, here are just some of the erotic sounds of cranking.
All right.
I'm coming.
Well, that is indeed some steamy stuff. So this dude, Jordan Haskins, this is not the first time he's done this. As a matter of fact, he's on parole for being busted for doing this car-based fetish.
Actually, I didn't even fucking know that. He was on parole.
He's already done it. So it's like, side stories, lpotl@gmail.com. Number one, you do whatever you want with your car.
Sure, I don't care.
I don't care.
It's your car.
It's just, I have never heard of it. And I'm 41 years fun. I thought I heard of all the fetishes. I had just never heard of cranking. I didn't know that people could get off like this.
Well, this is my question.
Where there's a will, there's a way.
Is it, because I feel like maybe, I know obviously it's the vibration on the butt, right? That's the idea. It's the vibration.
I don't know.
I don't know whether or not, again, if you know anything about this, do you jerk off while your butt is vibrating, right? Is that a part of it? Like, is it that? Or is it just the raw, like, is it part of cranking breaking into someone's car? Like, is that a part of it too? Is that the reason why? Is that because to me that is the most of the most of it that I would consider like deviant or like a kink, where it's the transgression of breaking into someone's car, which I don't know if that's what it is, but it doesn't seem like it. It seems like a lot of people just do it in the cars that they have.
Well, and again, do whatever you want with your own car, as long as you're let the family know that that's Dad's car. Because I feel like this might be uniquely male.
And not only did he just they booked him so bad, he not only broke into the car, he smashed the windows with his hands.
Yes, this guy went full Bill Goldberg with it, and it was at a GMC dealership in Saginaw. So if you're the dealership owner,
you went to a dealership?
That's the thing. That's the major problem here. So then this is also how they caught him. So he's punching out this window. Turns out that'll make you full of blood. So he left blood on the door handles of two Cadillacs.
Christ.
And that blood eventually was used to link Haskins to the crime.
Well, but look at this. Apparently, this is crazy. So he was sentenced to mental health and sex offender treatment, right? With 5 years probation. I think I say it was 8 felonies because it was like he had 2 separate cases, what they were calling auto abuse, which I also is a very strange.
Is that weird? Auto abuse. I don't give a fuck about the car. Do whatever you want with a car.
I don't know, but it was from 2016.
I'm actually a little bit against the. What did they say? It was sexual abuse of a car?
Yeah, this isn't what's this putz. Yeah, this isn't the movie Cars. You know what I mean? Where you can fuck all these things. I don't know. I don't really know.
No, this man doesn't need to be incarcerated per se. I think he needs to be made fun of everywhere he goes. Like, hey, Jordan, this turn you on?
Yeah, of course. I mean, and he'll be like, yes.
Hey, Jordan, you fucking ate cars lately, dude?
Yes.
And
then they're like, all right, well, I thought I was making fun of you, but it appears I am just engaging you sexually. And I don't appreciate how horny you are with me being mad at you. But this is, like, guess what? I think, honestly, we are invariably going to get emails of people being like, cranking is a safe and special engagement with your Chevy. And I know that that's cool. I'm not mad at that. But I know that, but I feel like a lot of this has to deal with him breaking into cars. And that's what it is. It's breaking because I think there's because it's weird because he took 2 pickup trucks and this is fun. This is kind of fun. He stole a dump truck. And then he sold a dump truck, and then he drove it around, and then he said he did joyrides with it. So that kind of makes sense. It kind of sounds like he took the car on a date.
It really does. It's like Bonnie and Clyde, but if you don't need Bonnie.
Yeah, or Bonnie's the horse.
Bonnie's exactly like that movie where it's like Rosebud's the sled. What? So apparently this dude, he has been arraigned on a single count of breaking and entering a building with intent. That's a 10-year felony, and prowling or loitering,
and I
which
think
is a misdemeanor.
It seems to be that he's running unopposed in Michigan right now. So good luck to him on that race, and I hope that they do well. That's in the 95th district. I hope you guys enjoy yourself. So
yeah,
enjoy that.
Also kind of fled the police and eluded the police. There's a lot of stuff that goes into it that I think the cranking is this headline. But I think they're just arresting him for all the breaking and entering and the fleeing cops and stuff. So
again, if he owned the car, he could sit. I guess people can't see it, but still, if he put one of the sun blockers on the front, and he just had that crank thing going on, and he was coming in his representative pants, and again, all of this is legit. You could do whatever you want with your own butthole, and I feel like that's maybe what he could then, if he does want to flip this into some sort of political.
Absolutely.
Later on, be like, hey, let's make cranking legal for the entire family, right? Everybody come out. Your daughters can crank. Your grandfather can crank into these new, because the idea is it's like if everybody then decides within a period of time, which we talk about in the live show, if you just have people within a sort of like general area of you have to put blinders on, you can crank all day.
Yeah, absolutely. Sure. The comment section on this one is interesting because like all comment sections, it does end up being a fight between the crankers and the crank nuts.
Oh, of course.
And, I think that's really important to remember here that it takes all kinds, I guess. I just didn't, man, it's tough when you pick up your buddy and he wants to fuck your car and then you're like,
you're never
listening to me?
You're literally never getting a ride ever again.
You can't because it's like literally having him inside of your wife. No.
Exactly. No, I love my car. I would feel weird. Actually, it's because it's kind of strange because I don't have sexual feelings towards my car, but I definitely have sort of like, I'd say parental feelings. So
I have emotions towards it.
I have emotions towards my car.
It protects. It's safe.
Yeah, I love my car. It goes vroom vroom. Sure. I drive all around. It's my way to make people scared of me that would normally not be scared of me if they saw me on the street, right? But it's like at the same time, yeah, if you showed up and you're all horny in there, I just kind of feel like I shouldn't be here for this.
Uh-huh. All right, well, there you go. This is mildly, just lastly, a car adjacent.
Oh, wait, here,
story.
I do have a good little comment that I'll read here that seems interesting.
Oh, sure.
I had never heard of cranking before. The oddest thing I've personally witnessed people getting off to was when a guy I went to high school with over 42 years ago. This is an HVAC school. All right, he was about 40 then. He bit himself on his hands and his forearms in class with a lot of blood. It sounded like someone biting an apple when he popped through the scar tissue he had in both of his hands. I just kind of sat there watching him lick the blood up. This is in school. I just didn't react at first, but the guy sitting next to me, who was kind of like a non-celebrity Joe Pesci, complete with a New York City accent, he went totally ballistic and started screaming at the top of his lungs, "What the fuck? He's biting his fucking hands and getting off on it," over and over again. Mr. Biter, our nickname for him, he denied it. But the silver dollar on his pants proved he did exactly that.
Oh, mama.
Well, really great.
There you go. Now you get the nickname Mr. Biter. You got cum on your pants, and now you got to go through the rest of the school day.
They're all voters.
They are. Well, there was, just lastly, only it's kind of a car story. There was an aspiring Nashville singer who shot a homeless man after he asked her to move her car. She has avoided jail. Her name is Katie Quackenbush. And so that's very sad.
It is sad. Yeah, you just dropped. Yeah, this is just a sad story.
But it involves
a sad story.
It just involves a car.
Oh, wow, good. No, you just.
And I thought the name Katie Quackenbush was funny, but
that was funny. But she's dead.
And we're not dead. She shot and killed a homeless man.
Oh, she shot and killed the homeless man.
Yes, indeed. Katie.
Well, maybe I think more people should have been quacking in her bush. Maybe she would have been in a better mood.
Who knows about that?
Talking about quacking in a bush, there is a woman that was arrested for robbing men after they licked and sucked her drug-laced nipples.
Oh my God!
This was in Kampala, Uganda. This is really fun. All right, this is a woman. She was said there's bars and lounges in Kawempe. Right now, this is down there, and the suspect is Lydia Nakaizi Asimwe, alias Hope Kalungi. Now she was picked up after police reviewed. It was CCTV footage because these guys were getting sick. People were coming out of there and getting sick. Now apparently, what she would do is she would cover her tits in sedatives, like some kind of sedative thing, right? And then like basically get dudes being like, "You want go-go? You want go-go with the titties, right?"
Yeah.
And then at the bar, right? How often? Because have you ever been just straight up offered a titty suck?
I don't think so. Even no.
You've never once just been offered like somebody's never
been offered
like
a random titty suck.
You want to suck my titties? You want to suck my titties? Things have changed. It's a different time period. It's a puritanical time period. But it's like you go out there, like I'm certain if you back in the day, you caught me, 10 years ago, right? You show me some woman going, "You want suck, you want suck, you want go, right?" I fucking
sure. Give it a lick. Yeah, why not?
Yeah, you have a lick on their honestly. Because again, fucking this is after AIDS, but before fentanyl. So you're just like, you sucking them titties, right?
It's a good period there. Yeah.
Next thing you know, you get sick. Right? You're laying there and be like, "Oh, someone's on them titties." I knew those titties were sour.
Right.
And all of a sudden you're sleepy and then at least she's just robbing you.
Yeah, I guess she could kill you. So basically, she puts the drugs on the nipples. The guys lick the nipples, and then she takes all the money when the dudes fall asleep. Now, I'm going to say this. If it wasn't for nefarious reasons, this is the best. She's like the best nighttime nurse of all time. Like if I'm ever in hospice, please God, get me the nurse that has the drugs on her nipples.
You pay for that.
Teeth or anything.
We got to pay for that. And honestly, that would be really nice. I would love that. That is the really that's the important world of when sex work and healthcare come together.
But now, interestingly enough, it's almost because most of the time these drugs are used by men to do horrible things to women.
Women taking the power back.
Taking the power back. That's what I was going for.
But this is also a different. This is a different country, right? So their police sometimes have a funny attitude. The female superintendent of the police, who was recording, she was laughing at the victim, right? He was saying, "I fell asleep. I sucked the woman's nanas. I fell asleep. I was robbed." And she said, "So you have also fallen victim to her spiking breasts? I knew you would tell me funny stories. Yet I know the woman you're talking about. You are not the first to be robbed by this woman. But what's unique about her breasts? Why are you men falling into her tricks?"
The victim blame mentality where it's like, you fucking fell for the old drug nipple, dude.
Yo, sleepy titty.
You're a moron. Sleepy titty.
But also, if you seen the picture of this woman?
Well, it's blurred out there.
Well, her face is blurred out, but the tits aren't. And obviously they're hidden. But it is interesting because, not to be anything, they seem kind of regular.
Yes, and she is wearing
men are dogs. Men are dogs.
She is wearing a shirt, ironically, that says "Team No Sleep Club."
That's
Team
how
No
you know.
Sleep Club. But of course, she does put people who sleep on her team. So anyway,
but she still carried the dude. Apparently, because also it's not just you suck on her tits and you get kind of sleepy, but then she'll also drug your drink, right? But apparently she fucking carried a dude back to her home. Like a fucking sack of potatoes. And no one said, that's kind of incredible. Like all the bouncers just being like, yeah, she bagged one. And she didn't got to throw that one back. And then like, being like, he's asleep. No one said anything about her holding a full-grown asleep man in her arms, just leaving the club being like, he's mine, girls.
It does seem like everyone sort of knows what she does. And they're just like, if you fall for it, it's on you.
I kind of mean, honestly, stop sucking on tits. Or I think the big thing is, suck tits responsibly. Suck tits at home before you go out first. Because I think that what'll help you is you get a little suck back and forth. Then what you can do is by the time you're out, you've sucked a titty already. You are not as crazy desperate, even if it's just your own. Right? You're just like, you got to get a couple of your own hangers up in your own fucking mouth. If you could suck them off for a little while just to kind of be like, all right, cool. I've just methadone myself out of this.
Yeah, maybe eat an orange or a donut, something that is sort of circular like a breast might be.
Rise from your grave.
Hi, I'm Jackie Zabrowski.
And I'm MJ.
And I'm Holden from the Page 7 podcast, and we're going on tour!
That's right, we're touring all up in this mother-freaking country.
Oh, fake cursing, so whatever, Jackie. Just say the filthy F word already.
And we will say the filthy F word when we come to your town.
That's right, we're coming to Texas, the Midwest, the Northeast, and then right back here in Cali, baby.
For ticket links and more details, visit lastpodcastnetwork.com.
That's right, lastpodcastnetwork.com.
Page 7 and Wizard and the Bruiser present Release the Butthole Cut!
Wait, that's really what we're calling the tour?
Absolutely. Release the Butthole Cut. For more information, go to lastpodcastnetwork.com.
Last Podcast on the Left is excited to collaborate with Audible. Audible has a massive range of ad-free crime fiction, nonfiction, and true crime podcasts. You know, there's so many things you could do while you're listening to an audiobook. You can clean up your own personal crime scene. And that's easy to do, and you can learn it all from books. Some people also listen to audiobooks to go to sleep. But you could check out podcasts like This American Life, titles from true crime greats like Michael Connelly and Agatha Christie, and Audible originals like Dr. Death, The Cowboy. You can find whatever you're looking for on Audible. Plus, you can multitask while you do it. Find your next mystery on Audible. Audible. Stories that speak to you. New members can start listening with a 30-day free trial at audible.com/left. This is a paid ad by BetterHelp. It's so important to remember with the busyness of the holidays, every holiday, Arbor Day, that day about the planet, President's Day. There's so many things to adapt to in this life, you know, and it doesn't follow a perfect plan. God, ruins the whole weekend. But therapy with BetterHelp, the world's largest online therapy platform, it can be a space to pause, reevaluate, and adjust to any unexpected changes. With over 30,000 therapists worldwide, BetterHelp is one of the leading online therapy platforms, having served millions of people globally. BetterHelp makes it easier to fit therapy into your routine. You're in good hands, too. BetterHelp therapists have at least 3 years and 1,000 hours of hands-on experience, and hold all required education, training, and certifications. It's easy to do, and the help is better over there. You don't have to navigate life's changes alone. Sign up and get 10% off at betterhelp.com/lastpod. That's betterhelp.com/lastpod. Is there anything better than a summer evening outdoors? Enjoy your space to the fullest with new greenery from Fast Growing Trees. I love a big, thick bush. Fast Growing Trees is America's largest, most trusted online nursery, and they can send me a big, thick bush any time of the day. It arrives at work. It arrives at my car. I can pinpoint on a Google map where it is. Send me a big, thick, brown bush. And they send it immediately when they have it, because sometimes the shaver comes to town. I remember one time I ordered a cherry wood tree from Fast Growing Trees, and my God, I couldn't cut it down no matter what my father told me to do. I had to lie to him about it. And next thing you know, I became the first president of the United States of America. And even you can become the first president of the United States of America with fast-growing trees. Right now, get up to half off select summer planting essentials, plus get an additional 20% off your first purchase with code LEFT at checkout. That's an additional 20% off at fastgrowingtrees.com with code LEFT at checkout. Offer is valid for a limited time only. Terms and conditions apply.
Well, speaking of food, Henry, I'm interested to hear your take on this. Razor blades. Apparently, they were found hidden in candy. Now, again,
whatever.
I don't think anyone ate it because you can't. It's tough to do. But this was in Eugene, Oregon, a place that has all the legal drugs in the world. Apparently, the razors appeared to be similar to a pencil sharpener blade, and they were found in kids' candy.
It is
scary stuff.
They're just covering it. Again, I don't know if it's the cardigan, but you're heading into scared ant territory with the dangerous candy.
It's a story. It's a crime story.
Why also there? How do I put this? It's like what we're seeing with the shithead that will not be named who bought Twitter, right? Obviously, who cares? I don't really give a fucking shit.
Whatever.
But they become what they want to be. I think that things like the quote unquote Illuminati were not real. But then you have these guys that are a little bit too self-aware, right? Like this new batch of too self-aware criminal, like overlords of the world that they think it's cool to create the Illuminati. And then that's what they're doing. Then they're just kind of doing it out of like, look, I am the Illuminati because they're just try hard bitches and they just need to do it again and again. But I feel like this is another one of those examples. And this was probably done by some form of right-wing person to show you that all of these stories are quote-unquote real, even though they have never been real ever before. You know what I mean?
I'm not sure how many right-wingers are there in drug-laced Eugene, Oregon.
I'm just saying
it's particularly
but I'm saying it's them doing it so that they make the stories real so that they can then make fun of people for then believing in the stories after, like it's all about creating, it's a smoke screen that's flooding the zone with bullshit.
Flooding the zone. According to David Lord, he's a parent of, and he took his kids trick-or-treating in the affected area, but then he didn't, he says, I'm not going to let my kids eat any of that. So instead he went and bought his kids brand new candy from the store. And this is what he says. He says,
this is being done by the candy companies.
It could be. He says, I feel disturbed. I wish we were in a different place. So he wishes he was in an entirely different place because you can't even go trick-or-treating without finding. I don't even know where you find a pencil sharpener.
Real. It's just not real. It's just this is like a blown up story. But I understand you're scared of candy, and I think that's good because it could help your diabetes later on in your life.
I don't know if that's true. There's a phone number. The Eugene police have a phone number here. If you have further reports or tips,
they're going to get flooded with people being like, I ate candy because the nuts in it are too hard. What are a bunch of? I bought a Snickers the other day and there were a bunch of tiny salty rocks in it.
You know what? Some person, this is according to Deborah May, she says, if there's someone out there who's watching this, who is guilty of this, I have one thing to say to them. You just might burn in hell.
Good. Wow.
There you go.
Really perfect. I bet she did it. I bet she was the one who did it. I do want to do.
It was like the bird watcher said. I'm sure she blames it on a person of a different ethnicity than her.
Anyway. I do have a bit of an update here.
Okay.
The piss on piss debate is in. We got the results in. We had over 150 emails about Ben Kissel's you saying to flush first, right? You don't piss on piss. Mm-hmm. The thing is that the most people that said flush first, right, were ladies, because unlike you, I mean, like,
you're burying the lead, you're burying the fucking results, but okay.
But I'm just saying, it's about framing.
Mm-hmm. It seems like then that's fine. Females are a constituency of
mine. Right?
Yes.
Because they said that when they sit to pee, a lot of times if you got old pee in there, if you pee on top of pee could then splash up into your nanus, right? Up to your little peepholes, right?
Sure.
And that you can then get, I think it's called reverse piss syndrome.
Ben Kissel is in the majority, is what he's trying to say.
I am just
saying, won this, and I just finally a campaign victory speech. I want to thank everyone who looks at urine and says, "I am sorry, I'm too good to pee on that," because I am special.
I piss on piss, but I do not piss on shit.
Flush first. 37 people said they would flush first. Piss on piss. Only 23.
I don't think the margin of that is that fucking separate.
It's huge.
But there is a couple people. There's a couple people saying that this subject is tearing their relationship apart because someone pisses on piss and the other one doesn't. And this is my thing, and I'm just going to float this to you. If your relationship hinges on whether or not you piss on piss or not, or flush piss first, you might want to see a counselor. You just might want to get somebody to get a third party in there, preferably someone who's not covered in piss, who doesn't have to pee.
Well, Susan Smith is available. Recently going through a breakup, so she'll be emotionally available. All right. Well, is it time for Hero of the Week?
I think it is.
All right, everyone. It's time for Hero of the Week. This week's Hero of the Week, it's a man, and he was a good man.
Yeah.
A homeless man in Chicago changed my flat tire. He really saved me. So this is a dude. It's an act of kindness that you can't make up. It was on the Make Me Smile subreddit. It got 86,000 thumbs up. A gal was stranded in Chicago with a flat tire wearing a skirt and heels when a homeless man came to her rescue and changed her tire. She says, nice. I only had $60 on me, but I'm very grateful and gave it to him for saving me. He really saved me. I'm no mechanic. She says those lug nuts were on so tight, I really don't think I could have done it. He really struggled with them himself, so he's a goddamn hero, and he helped this woman. She says he was really sweet, called me a lady, and even opened my car door for me. He was very much a gentleman.
Let me put this out there. SideStoriesLPOTL@gmail.com. You're stuck somewhere, right? You're in a dangerous, your car is stuck somewhere. You're in a dangerous area, dangerous highway, maybe small. A homeless man comes up to you. He saves the day. Do you allow him to masturbate at you one time?
I don't think he wanted to, Henry. That's not this. He's not that kind of
I am just saying, if do you allow, this is more of a general question, because this guy, I would love to see the ending of the story where it turns out that he gets busted on a warrant for 7 murders. And it's one of those where you're he was nice at one time.
Today, he's still a hero. According to Doodruff, they commented, they had a blown out tire in a not so nice area in Oakland, and homeless people were thrilled to help them out.
That's very nice.
They say this memory makes me smile. So there you go. There's good people all around.
There really
Judge
is.
not, lest ye be judged yourself.
Because you never
changing
know.
A fucking tire, man. Changing a tire is fucking hard.
It can be. I learned how to do it. I can do it. But it can be. But it really comes down to you never know when there's an angel in disguise.
You never know, because we got that one dude surrounded by crosses who was running for the local Republican House state.
People's house. Yeah, of course.
Sure. And then you got this guy.
Guess where the angels are? Anywhere there's a crucifix. There we go. Let's see. They are not there.
I don't know about that. I've been to some Hollywood parties, and I'm going to say this, Henry, you're one of the good ones.
Thank you.
No problem.
Because I like MILFs. Here we go. I am physically unable to be one of the Hollywood elite.
Yes. Also, I realized you would be safe from that gal who had all the drugs on her nipples because you can't suckle.
Oh no, I can suckle. I just can't I can't produce.
You know what I mean? Latch.
I can't latch. I can't make a hickey.
Oh,
it's that's the one thing. I also just I never want to hurt anybody. I can't suck hard enough to hurt you, and I've never really been into the thing where you suck hard enough to make a hickey on there. I don't latch on like a little remora. What I like to do, I like little nibbles and kisses. Oh, Kissel, look at me. I love little nibbles and kisses, and I love to just and just little cobs of corn. I want to treat a woman like she's a pile of cobs of corn, and I just little tender little nibbles.
Yes. All right. Well, that's absolutely fantastic. I think we have some emails.
Yeah, we do. Here's some listener emails. We did ask the question last week, and we did get a rousing response of unfortunately yes, which is if you do attempt to murder your spouse, at the end of the process, you still have to go through a formal divorce.
Oh my God.
To get out of it. It does not matter. It doesn't nullify your divorce. It doesn't nullify your marriage.
The process at all?
None of it. It is really, really interesting. It is because it's a contract. It's a legal contract. So you have to do it. So you still have to go through the nightmare of a divorce process. In fact, from my own personal hellish experience with an emotionally and psychologically abusive spouse, he has actually succeeded in stalling the divorce process through his stalking antics and incredible capacity to steal, stall, and delay. The fun never ends. It's just what they do. So just be careful who you get married to, and you just disappear. The key is to just disappear.
I guess so. My God, that's horrific.
Here we go. I was listening to the Incident at Devil's Den episode, and I feel like Terry Lovelace and my friend Mark have a lot in common. Mark passed away last year from a long struggle with chronic illness. He was born in 1963, and like Terry, Mark lived in Missouri. His family was in the military and served in Korea. He lived in a small town not far from the Ozark National Forest, on a large farm with his strict German grandparents. His mother had left early in his childhood to be a quote-unquote cocktail waitress in Vegas, so he didn't see either of his parents much and was free to roam the land near the farm. He should have went with her to Vegas. It sounds incredible.
Yeah, please.
When he was very young, he couldn't remember how old exactly, but he had what he called a visiting, where he was led from his bed by two small, 2-foot-tall silver creatures that he called energy friends. He played with them in the yard and showed them his cows. When they had to leave, he felt very sad. The whole time, they never spoke to Mark, but Mark said he knew that they would be back. And of course, when Mark told his strict German grandma that he had been out of bed playing with his friends all night, she beat the crap out of him with a cane, and he never mentioned the energy friends to anyone again until he was an adult. They visited him a handful of other times, and only once did he go anywhere with them. They took him into the trees along the edge of this property where they said he blacked out immediately. When he woke up, he was in his bed and his fingertips were burned as if he had put them on a hot stove. The visitings eventually stopped, and Mark chalked the whole thing up to an overly active imagination, although he always felt his memories were too real to merely be dreams. Now, I'm not sure if this has anything to do with anything, but one time his wife told me that when they saw Fire in the Sky in theaters in 1993, during the abduction scene, Mark suddenly stood up and ran out of the theater. She followed him, found him throwing up in the trash can in the hall and hyperventilating. They had to leave, and Mark took hours to calm down. So maybe there's something to that.
Power of cinema.
Yes.
All right. Interesting. Also, Fire in the Sky. We didn't cover this story, but there was a dude whose house was hit by a meteorite.
Oh, yeah, dude. That's crazy. And again, he'll never get a payout. Ever.
No. So that's another thing to be scared of now.
I work as a safety officer at a small regional airport. My shifts are 24 hours long, and I work out of the firehouse, complete with a glass-windowed 360-degree view dispatching office on the top floor and a bunk room to sleep, right? In the morning, before any commercial aircraft take off, I roll out of bed, go drive to the airfield, checking lights and watching for any wildlife. Sometimes we get coyotes and large birds that are particularly dangerous to be allowed to remain on the field. So last winter, as I was driving the airfield one morning, I noticed a large snowy owl on one of the perimeter fences. This wasn't particularly unusual, as my older co-workers had shown me a video of another snowy owl being trapped and relocated from the airfield in the past.
Okay.
I made a mental note of the wildlife and finished my airfield inspection. My next task was usually to go up to the office and relieve the officer who's been monitoring the phones and radio frequencies overnight. I head up to the fishbowl, as we call it, and take his place. He heads down to get dressed and begins his duties while I begin to type up my report. I then notice some movement off to my left and turn to see the snowy owl sitting on the roof of the building, only a few feet from the window I was looking out of incredulously. It was staring right at me and cocked its head to the side as it returned my gaze. The next thing I remember was the phone ringing, and as I came to, I slowly realized that over an hour had gone by since I had relieved my coworker. I got up groggily from my chair, noticed I was shivering, and realized I had a massive headache. The sun had come up since I had been out cold. I recollected myself, answered the phone, finished my report, tried to get through the rest of the morning. Now, this is the most unusual thing, because 24-hour shifts are hard on your sleep schedule, so I just kind of written it off until my boss called the office. He jokingly asked me if it was too warm in the building. When I asked why, he explained that he had seen our roof hatch lid open when he arrived to work this morning. The color drained from my face as I said whatever I could to get him to hang up. I then went up to the hatch and pulled down the ladder to the roof and confirmed my own eyes that the ceiling lid to the roof hatch was wide open. We sometimes open it on hot days in the summer, but it was the middle of winter, and nobody to my knowledge had opened it for months. Otherwise, it would have been extremely cold when I first relieved my coworker. I never saw the owl again, which my coworker is considered weird since the airfield is the perfect hunting ground for them. My intuition begs to differ, as I think I had already hunted and subdued the prey it was after.
Wow.
I think it's cool. I love that shit.
There you go.
You know I love
Scary
that fucking
owl.
shit.
Scary owl. Absolutely. All right. Well, speaking of 3 letters.
Yeah, that's why you got to make sure, right? You love your ability to go out there and make a difference at the voting booth today. So you get out there today,
Sure.
right? It's obviously this is not election day anymore. It's past election day.
We used to make a difference at a voting booth. It sounds like you have some horrible, nefarious plan.
Difference at the voting booth, because today is November 9th, my mother's birthday.
It's November 8th.
Right? But today, I mean,
today,
when this comes out.
Okay, now
when this comes
we're
out.
breaking the goddamn fourth
This is
wall.
just how it is. But so that's why I want you to go to where these polls supposedly were and be like, I want to vote again. And you go, especially if you're a moneyed person, I want you to throw money at whoever is there and say, let me vote again, right? And they'll laugh at you at first. They'll laugh. Right. They always do. They always laugh at the pioneers. Right? Look at me. How many people laughed at me? Laughed in my face about things that I knew. Things that I knew to be real.
You knew what you saw.
And that's why you got to live being a reverse patriot and trying to use money to bring everything down around you, because eventually you will win.
Fantastic. What a horrible message. All right, everyone. Thank you all so much for listening. Hang in there. We'll get through whatever the fuck this shit is together. Hail yourselves, everyone.
Hail Satan. Life goes on, whether we like it or not.
Magoostalations. We'll talk to you soon.
Hail me, little baby.
Don't like any random bar nipples. Can't trust
Hey, man,
anything.
fuck it. Or just take the nap, dude.
Yep.
This show is made possible by listeners like you. Thanks to our ad sponsors, you can support our shows by supporting them. For more shows like the one you just listened to, go to lastpodcastnetwork.com.